Welcome to the Generation Podcast. Welcome back. Woo woo woo. Wait, wasn't there something I'm supposed to say as part of the intro? Like, don't change the station. It's the Degenerate Nation.
There you go, boss.
There it is.
Oh, it's great. Your smooth, pearly white voice.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, so how are you? How are you feeling?
I feel like I'm a zombie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got the inoculation, the shot.
Oh, how's that going? Arm sore?
My arm is sore, and I was just tired, but I can't tell if it's just like because I had 3 days off in a row, well, 5 including the weekend, and I'm just tired and just a sloth, and I want to do nothing forever now. Or is it part of the depression, or is it part like mental health medication, or is it just is it the virus stuff? I don't know.
I mean, it could be any number of those things. Let me ask you though: has your cell phone service improved? Are you getting 5G now when you weren't?
I'm
before?
getting 5G. I'm getting 6G, man.
Oh dang! Have you noticed that you require you bring up in everyday conversation how great the Microsoft Surface is?
Yeah, I do actually.
Interesting.
And you know what's great is like my dick pics are sending in 6G. They're still small and blurry, but they're 6G. They go really fast. I get a disappointed. I gotta go, or like don't ever talk to me ever again.
But it happens.
Really
It happens really quickly. And that's a positive.
It plays well into my numbers game.
And I mean, to be honest, you got a real clean rig. I mean, all in all,
I got a clean rig.
You got
It's
a great
good unit.
you got a great hog. You know,
That's right.
yeah, it's a real tight piece of machinery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed that any of the frogs in your life have suddenly turned gay since you've been inoculated?
The frogs.
Yeah, it turns the frogs gay. I don't know if you knew that
It
or
does.
not. That's one of the theories. Yeah.
I mean, I've come on to a few frogs and they've not been displeased. Ribbit.
That's offensive to somebody.
Somebody out there somewhere out there. So it is welcome to Generation followers to the Inauguration Inoculation.
Ooh, I like that. I like that name.
You like it?
Yeah,
you
it's
like
good.
it? It's good. I worked on it.
Hey, before we get into the inauguration, you're supposed to ask me how I'm feeling.
Oh, did our audience want to know that? How you doing? How you feel?
Well, I wanted to talk.
I don't care.
I wanted to discuss something with you. So,
Okay,
I
what's
think
up?
Just like my quarantine diet. I think my diet hasn't really changed. The main thing that's changed is, in addition to stop smoking, I've also stopped working out entirely, and so I guess I'm not eating as much protein. I'm eating more chocolatey, sugary cereal, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I noticed that, my bowel movements... So, let me tell you. I don't know the last solid bowel movement I've taken. When I go into the bathroom... Yesterday, I stood up and started to flush, and... What you could call a turd, it was in the bowl, and when I flushed... It looked like Spider-Man at the end of Infinity War. It just turned to dust.
Yes.
Yeah, and,
It's
sorry if that
dusty
was
poop.
inappropriate. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I should have said spoiler alert. But, yeah, I mean, it's just my bowel movements are just... There's just nothing really there.
Did it look like you ate a bunch of Cocoa Pebbles and then it just disintegrated?
Basically,
Out of your butthole?
basically all I'm eating is Cocoa Pebbles. At least twice twice a day I'm eating Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah. Today I woke up and had Cocoa Pebbles, and then around noon I had 3 hot dogs, and then and then I had dinner, which is a good dinner, and then I had Cocoa Pebbles while I was in class.
Nice, you gotta round it out. But until 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whenever I had dinner, it was a wash, man. I woke up at 2 o'clock. I woke up several times, but I stayed asleep. So I took my medicine at 3:30 again, 2 days in a row. Because I didn't forget. I just couldn't get up. I was sitting here listening to the Pearl Jam concert at Wrigley Field for 2016, and I was like,
"Oh, that's a good album.
Move.
That's a good.
It's a good album."
I actually listened to that the other day. It's a steady
Nice.
one that I play because it's on Amazon Music.
Yeah, and it's Wrigley, and he plays the "Someday We'll Go All the Way,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Someday we'll go."
Yeah.
And I was tired, and it was wake up, and it's still playing,
You know,
and then Yeah, it sucks.
I'm cutting.
I had grapefruit today.
I'm cutting you off because I've lost interest, and because the Pearl Jam in 2016 triggered a memory for me, and it's something that dawned on me recently. I was, since it's the inauguration and it's a special day for some, and for others it's just a normal day, and for others it's an upsetting day. I was watching footage with my wife May Rage Claw, my partner, and our children, and they're excited to see a female vice president. And to me, personally, it's void of meaning. Like, I understand the historical significance of it.
I was hoping you would say that instead of me.
No, but hear me out, because I'm gonna come around and make a point, and I think my point is gonna, establish my recognition of my own privilege. But hear me out. It just, like, historically significant is different. Like, I understand that this is the first time this thing has occurred, but it wasn't something that I had trouble envisioning. Or, to me, as a straight white guy, I've always had pretty much, except for one time, I've had a straight white guy up there, right? And now, women and girls are seeing, like, oh, they could be president too. They could be vice president and hold a position, an elected official, and that's awesome. And I was trying to attribute something in my life that had that, right? Like what black people experienced the first time that they saw, a person of color become president, like President Obama, what that meant to them. Even though to me it's like, he's kind of too liberal for my taste, but, it seems fine. Yeah. The color of his skin didn't affect me, or I didn't really think about it. Again, historically significant, but I don't like his politics. He seems like a fine guy, just don't like his politics.
Yeah.
And so the thing that got my head wrapped around it, as I was thinking of growing up being a Cubs fan, and all through, the 90s going like, they're never going to win. It's never going to happen. It's never happened.
In the 2000s.
In the 2000s, and coming close, but just getting the rug torn out from you.
2010s.
Yeah.
Till
and like, you see other teams do it. It's maybe possible, but not our team. It wouldn't happen to our team. And when it happened in 2016, that was impactful. And so I attribute that in my...
And you woke up your daughter for it, much like...
Yes, much like this.
Clause bringing your daughters to the inauguration watching.
And
I knew it wasn't you, so...
So that put the emotional piece of it in context for me. I mean, I know that that's stupid and I shouldn't need any context, but I don't have a lot of depth of feeling.
I know.
I got like 3 or 4 of them that I feel, horny, hungry, and then there's kind of in between those two. Like, that's kind of where I dwell, right? I mean, there's anger and sadness, but mostly just content or hungry or horny.
You can get the sad boner, though, too.
Well, I mean, look, those things can be coupled together.
The most
absolutely.
confused you get is when you have the sad boner.
Yeah, or the confused boner, or like I know I shouldn't get a boner at this, but Lola Bunny is kind of hot. That kind of boner. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get a boner when Trump was leaving in the helicopter or wherever they sent him off at, like a cannonball or something?
No, I didn't. I had no feeling. I watched it.
Like, I was gonna wake up before 2:00 to watch that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was on, and it was like, it's part of it's like the Olympics. It's like, I don't care about 9 of these events, but if you don't watch it, it's like it doesn't exist. Yeah. Plus, I love the Olympics, man. I was real bummed that we didn't have them, last year.
Well, we get 2 Olympics within 4 years now. It's great. Within 3 years.
We always get 2 Olympics within 4 years.
2 Summer Olympics.
I like winter.
Ones.
I like Winter Olympics.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Summer Olympics has a lot of running. Winter Olympics has weird sports that are all like, Slavic pastimes that are like, hey.
Oh, the skiing and shooting thing?
That's the best. It's the best.
I like the triathlon.
Yeah, biathlon.
The skiing, shooting, and drinking. I want to see that.
I like how many of those sports are like really only apply to, I'll say certain people, like parts of the world that are like bobsledding or anything that like bobsledding, luge or skeleton are things that can only happen in very specialized things. So like
in the mountains,
like if I had access to a bobsled track, right? Like right now, I think I could make the Olympics.
Why? Because the Jamaicans did?
Well, number one, I recently watched Cool Runnings. That movie holds up.
Okay.
That movie's outstanding. But
It's a great film.
But two, like, there's just so few people that are capable of doing it just due to access, right? To winter, to ice, to a giant bobsled track. There's only
Money.
like, how many of them are there in the world? 50? 20? Bobsled tracks, yeah. Do they leave them up year round? There's some training facilities somewhere, and then who knows? But there's
like a secret one on Isla Nublar.
There's not that many, is all I'm saying. Like, you could do skeleton or lose.
I want the audience to understand that in the same few minutes you've said that you don't work out anymore. You stopped entirely, and I'm prepared right now, if I had a bobsled, to make the Olympics at a bobsled.
I'm saying I have more. Yes, that is what I said. I won't defute.
Degenerate Nation has a bobsled team.
But what I'm saying is, I have a higher likelihood of making a bobsled team or any of the winter sports than I do of the summer sports. Like, I'm never going to run faster than most people. However, I was being tailgated today as I was driving with my family in the minivan. This is gonna come full circle. I was getting tailgated, and the car, I'm only gonna go the 45 miles an hour that the road allows. I'm in the minivan with the family. You can go around me. There's no rush. And so this woman was tailgating me, and then she kind of zipped around me, right? And she got in front of me, and she made it to the red light first. We're in the suburbs. There's nowhere to go.
You're not going. You're not escaping. There's just more suburbs.
It's just she went to a light.
Suburbs. City, more suburbs, exurbs. It's all devastating hell.
And and so May Rageclaw turned to me, and because I oftentimes my mind just goes elsewhere, and so a couple minutes had passed, and I don't know if she was talking or the kids were screaming, or I don't know what was happening, but I just came to all of a sudden, and I'm still in the car with my family, and I was thinking about how this woman cut me off in her car, but she would never do that. She was a woman of a particular age. She appeared to be heavyset. Like, she wouldn't have done that in real life, right? If I was walking too slow for her, she wouldn't have walked around me, and it would never happen in real life with two people not in vehicles. And then it got
road rage.
It got me thinking about how weird it would be if she did do that, and then how, well, of course she wouldn't, because I could beat her in a foot race, right? And then it got me thinking, I don't typically drive fast, and I think people who are slow physically drive faster because they like that now they can beat people in a race. And I was thinking,
a compensation thing.
Yeah, I was thinking, how many people in the general population could I beat in like a 40 or 100-yard dash?
I'd say 91%.
Thank you. I was telling May Rageclaw, I'm thinking upwards of 85. I mean, you got to think, like, I'm going to beat anyone under the age of 10, and I'm going to beat anyone.
Let's break it down real easy.
Yeah.
All right. 95% of women, right off the bat, you're beating them. You're 6'2" or so. You're youngish, and you have long legs, and like you wouldn't be able to do the 40-yard dash like a million times, and someone else might be able to beat you on that 374,000th time. That's not an out of shape woman that. Or is in partially shaped, just not fast or something. Has small hobbit legs or something. But no, 95%, because you're talking about you're in shape, 16 to 45 woman that is like really in shape and can beat you in a sprint somehow. Yeah. Not just like, we're not talking fuck distance running. This is like we got to run into to rescue our cat when there's a burning building, okay, or a child or something, and this is pure leg talent, okay?
Yeah.
Pure leg talent. Yeah. And that's all it is. It's leg and your cardiovascular talent. So they have to be more talented than you, not more willing to beat you.
Oh, but it's not even talent. I think
runner.
it's just physical.
Talent.
It's just physical dominance. Like,
well, that's physical dominance too. Physical dominance is talent.
All right. No.
Yeah.
That's two different things.
It's not skill. I'm not talking about skill. We're talking about talent. Talent is like your arm, like... You say you have like long arms for rebounding. That is having a talent, basically. You can't coach something you can't teach. They could do as many tummy tucks as they want, but they're not going to beat you in that race. 95%, you're gone.
Okay, fine. I'm not arguing. Right. Yeah, I'm not 95% of women. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, 95% of women will not beat you in a 40-yard dash. What? It's true.
I think maybe I'll say 90%. You know,
No,
there's
'cause
some.
50 of them. All right, no, look. Look how many women in. We're talking in the world, not just the United States.
No, yeah, we're talking the world.
You know how many women aren't allowed to go to the track?
But that's not saying that they're not capable of beating me.
They're not beating you.
All right, fair enough.
You know, there's like places that are impoverished. Do you think they're gonna be like? Maybe if they put like a bowl of milk out
Yeah.
at the end of the track, maybe then.
Are they
Maybe
cats?
then they'd beat you.
Are they cats
What?
now? They're cats?
Meow.
Are they cartoon cats?
No, it's just, there's some food or food stuff.
Okay, so-
I don't know why milk.
I don't know.
Bowl.
I don't know either.
I had bowl first,
so
and then it was like,
just so everyone's
safe.
aware, I am
Safe
not
milk.
I am not an elite athlete by any stretch of the
chauvinist.
imagination. I am a chauvinist. I'm faster than Andy, but I'm not.
No,
I'm not
not on the 40.
at the 40. Yes, I am.
The 40, the 60.
Dude, I'm gonna beat you at the
100.
40. I'm gonna beat you at the 40, the 60, and the 100.
You think so?
I'm gonna beat you in a foot race. I'm not.
Well, we
I'm
did
not.
the 100. We did the 100.
And I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna crush you.
You're gonna crush.
I gotta
You
run
wouldn't be crushed.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a crush. It would be close, but I would win.
I beat Sean.
That's meaningless.
Why? Because we're the same size, and he used to be like a D2 athlete.
When did you beat Sean?
A couple years ago.
How many couple? Who was president?
Who was president?
Yeah.
The only president. Trump was president.
Okay.
It wasn't Bush or Obama.
Yeah. I mean, if you beat him,
Wrong.
if you beat him when Bush was president, I'd be impressed. If you beat him when Trump was president, I'm less impressed. Yeah.
Well, anyways, 95%.
95%.
Throw them out.
All right. Okay. So then men, you think it's somewhere similar? 90%?
No, there's more women than men in the planet.
Yeah. No. I'm saying we're gonna throw out 90. I'm gonna beat 95% of women, which I can't really argue, because 5% is still a lot.
Yeah,
still
and
a
if
lot of
China
women.
didn't throw out their babies that were women, there'd probably be more women too. And so that would be more like 97% can't beat you in a race. Well, if they don't go to term, they can't really beat you in a race.
Wow.
Oh, God.
So, anyways, the inauguration today, an historic day
Yeah.
for women. Even those that we would beat in a foot race, it's still historic.
You'd beat her in a foot race.
Vice President Kamala Harris.
But now it says Kamala Harris beats or loses to guy in foot race. Passes bill. Right? So yeah, you can't take that away from the person. I don't really want to. They won. Like, whatever. I voted for Kanye. He didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not over it, but I'm not going to be I'm not over it. I just farted. I'm not over it.
Yeah, you're
And,
just not going to be ransacking any federal buildings.
No, and what are you going to do with all that power? Yeah, of course I'm not going to ransack like the Native American History Museum or something,
Right.
or whatever. I don't know. What building is next?
I think they're done. I think it's all done. I think once they realize, like, I guess my kid actually asked me what a revolution is, and May Rageclaw was explaining, it's when you are rebelling against something, like a tyrannous government or something, and overthrowing it. And I'm like, oh, it's only a revolution if it's successful. If it's not successful, it's a rebellion. Only successful rebellions are revolutions. So, this was. I don't think there was a plan to overthrow the federal government.
It was a queef.
It was, yeah.
It
wasn't.
Queef coup.
They just went in there because they were
just
kind
went
of
and
just
went-
let
they
him. Yeah, it was just a wet.
They let him in.
It was a wet fart. It was rough.
And there were some allegations that some of the people were Antifa linked and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, what does that matter if all these people went in there with them? So they're just followers, anyways. It's a bunch of idiot followers and possibly deranged other people that are trying to stir something up. And it's like, crazy. It was crazy.
It was bonkers. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing where I think it's done. I think it's all done because I think that anyone with reason, which there's a lot of Trump supporters. I think there's got to be a lot of Trump supporters that have reason.
That still support him, or that
still
that did, and they're like, that's the line for me.
Well, I think it wasn't the line for a lot of people, and that's what was disappointing. There's still a lot of people that are like, he didn't initiate that. It's like, no, he invited them all to DC on that day. I listened to the speech. I watched it. I watched him. I watched Rudy's. I watched all of them because I wanted to really no, he didn't. This is the media trumping it up again. Like they do this, and I'm like, I don't know. He really did say we're gonna go to the Capitol. I'm gonna be right behind you. He did say we can't beat them with weakness. You gotta show strength. Rudy literally said it's going to be trial by combat, and the crowd went fucking nuts. Like, yeah. You did it, guys. You pushed them over the edge.
You know what's going to happen? The pandemic's going to end. These people are going to go back to where they belong, like wrestling fucking venues.
I mean, that's... I think if... Well, I mean...
Honky-tonk bars at wrestling venues and, prison.
Hey, man, don't associate WWE with low-class people, all right? The WWE is quality family entertainment.
No, they have plenty of low-class fans, just like football does.
Yeah, everything. There's a lot of...
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, sure. Lowest common denominator things. I mean, everyone likes... I don't know. I hope that it's over. It's not over, though. I mean, these people are still out. They're still there, Hey, ain't gonna be no rematch.
Where's Trump gonna go now?
I don't know, man. He's gonna... He'll be back. He'll be back.
How?
On TV. You think he's not gonna have his own network?
Who's going to carry it?
What do you mean? It's the fucking internet. What do you mean who's going to carry it?
It'll be on the internet, but it's not going to be like...
Why?
Fucking, like, the cable packages aren't going to carry it.
Oh, they don't like money? Oh, they don't like money?
No, they going beyond... No, you think they wanted to... Twitter bans him because they hate money? No, he would...
No, because they love money. This is effective.
You think advertisers were pulling out of Twitter?
I think that this is such a good virtue signaling move for social media, especially since they're the ones that they
welcomed him.
They live for this shit.
Yeah, they welcomed him and then they pulled the rug out.
You think they would have pulled him if he was getting reelected? Fuck no. He could do whatever he wants. He could come and fuck their wives, and they'd be like, that's fine. You're paying the bills, man. We don't care. Only because he's on his way out, and only because it's sexy to do so are they doing it. They can cite whatever reasons they want.
So you're saying if he had won, then he could have gone and creamed all over Jack Dorsey's face in his Polynesian island that he's hiding at, and it would have been fine?
It would totally fine. Wouldn't give a fuck.
So he would cream on him?
Yeah. You know that Twitter is the tool that ISIS uses. So they're not virtuous, people. Like they can
of course not.
They can do whatever they want. They're private company, go fucking nuts. This is not an encroachment on freedom of speech or any of that sort of shit. It's a private company, they can go fucking nuts. However, they're only doing it because of he's on his way out, and it's sexy to do so. We were watching, and I don't know if I talked about this on the last podcast, but May Rageclaw and I were watching the Harry Potter movies, and at the end of the Deathly Hallows Part 2, after Voldemort, he's like, I killed Harry Potter, and then Harry rolls out of Hagrid's arms and pops back up like, I'm alive, bitch, and all the Death Eaters just go bloop and just evaporate, just disappear, like bloop 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 bloop, because they're like, oh shit, he's not the real dude. Harry's alive. Harry's gonna win, and they just dip out. That's all everyone's doing right now.
Oh, sweet. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
the Death Eaters.
Yeah.
So who's the Death Eaters in that example?
The GOP, right? Mitch McConnell, Mike Pence, all these people that they've been along the whole time, right? When they're like, he's our guy, and then they're like, Biden, he's still alive. I'm still alive, and then
literally,
Trump's like, I beat him, but Biden rolls out of Hagrid's arms. This time,
Voldemort.
Trump is
Voldemort. Did I talk about this on the cast last time? I probably didn't, but what would it be like for Voldemort trying to wear a mask in a pandemic? He has no nose.
It just keeps on slipping.
Yes, it slipped. Hey, like, Voldemort, can you put your mask on, please?
Yeah.
That was really dorky.
Bye.